Justin Bieber. You know him, we know him, everybody knows him. But what was he like before the fame? Compared to the monkey-owning, mansion-egging celebrity that we know today. We're just about to tell you. We'll cover it all. His life from birth to marriage and everything in between. Justin was thrown into stardom at only 12 years old, and he has mentioned several times that he wouldn't suggest fame for anyone starting at such a young age. But why? What kind of trauma has he gone through to regret the spotlight as a preteen? And would he really have traded it all for normal life? And what's up with his spiritual journey? Sit tight and we'll fill you in, right here on The Taco. Justin Drew Bieber, born March 1st of 1994, was born to Patty Millett and Jeremy Bieber in the tiny town of London, Ontario, Canada. Patty was only 17 years old at the time of Justin's birth and had come out of a season of bad decisions. Patty had a short stint of life where she made money as a drug dealer, and then tried to commit suicide. Luckily for future Justin, his mother ended up in a center for mental health. In this center, she had a spiritual awakening of some sort and began her walk as a devout Christian, which she still follows to this day. It was hard to break the on-again, off-again relationship she had with Jeremy Bieber, which we get. We've all been there. And she ended up pregnant with Justin. His father, Jeremy, was not there for his birth, but Patty mentioned that it was not due to love lost, but that he was in jail at the time. At some point in the next few years, Jeremy would leave to start a family with a new woman, and Patty would take on single motherhood like the true champion that she is. Baby Justin and mother Patty lived with her parents in a 3-bedroom bungalow until Justin achieved major fame status. He spent his childhood in Stratford, Ontario. I'm sure that living with Justin's grandparents was a huge help to Patty during the beginning of his life. It's been said that we owe Patty and Jeremy both for Justin's love of music and ability to play instruments. His mother gave Justin a drum set at the age of only 2 years old, which honestly sounds a little insane to us. Can you even imagine living in a tiny 3-bedroom with a 2-year-old and a drum set? Yeah, us either. But Patty knew what she was doing and Justin fell in love with keeping a beat. His father Jeremy re-entered his life here and there throughout his childhood, and one of the times he decided to teach Justin how to play the guitar, which is where it all really began. Justin also played soccer and hockey like many Canadian boys do, but the music really stole his heart. They decided to run with it. Justin began to sing and play guitar while his mother would record him. She would upload these videos on YouTube for their family and friends to enjoy his angelic little voice. They spent time honing in his craft by having him play music on the street corner. There are many videos of Stratford, Ontario theater where tourists fall in love with his little shaggy-haired preteen. You can hear onlookers' remarks as they say, "This kid should be famous," over and over. Can you imagine being one of the first to experience Justin in all of his preteen glory? These unexpecting fans were the first believers, as he won their hearts with just a few songs and a guitar. Justin was in a local singing competition in Stratford where he won 2nd place. The video of his winning performance was uploaded to YouTube by his mother. It was because of this very video that he was discovered. You see, Scooter Braun, a big-time talent manager, founder of SB Projects, and most recently one of Time Magazine's top 100 most influential people, found one of Justin's videos as he was scrolling through YouTube at 2 a.m. He knew with one look that he had to get Justin in front of a label and producers. But the chase wasn't easy. Patty, Justin's mother, was very leery of all industry men and opportunities because they said that they didn't have any money for a big enough lawyer to seal the deals. She didn't feel comfortable signing anything without counsel. That was a wise decision to make for such a young mom. We're incredibly proud of Patty for putting her child's well-being before the money. But Scooter was relentless. He watched the YouTube video over and over until finding where it was shot and seemingly says Justin in an interview, stalking them. He found out where they lived and was able to start calling and offering them ideas. Patty shut him down several times before finally calling him to say, "Do not call us back." Although, that's not how this conversation took place. They ended up on the phone for hours and Scooter offered to fly Justin and his mother to Atlanta. Justin interjects in an early interview that the flights were free to them, with Scooter covering the cost, which is the only way they could handle the trip at the time. This trip to Atlanta would end up changing Justin's life forever. He ended up in front of Usher, Island Records, and Justin Timberlake. Justin and his mother appeared on a first interview with Full Circle, a Christian talk show. On the show, Patty disclosed that Justin was being courted or fought over by several different labels. Not to mention, both Justin Timberlake and Usher wanted him. They decided to take the deal with Usher and Island Records. We found a video of Justin posted on his YouTube page April 2009. This teaser shows Justin singing One Time, when Usher stops to introduce him as the newest Island Def Jam recording artist. The video is heartwarming as we remember the innocent look in Justin's eyes, as he grumbles thinking that he actually messed up, which is why he thought initially Usher walked into the room. This video was right before Justin's overnight fame. The release of his first single, One Time, was a hit immediately, reaching the Canadian Hot 100's number 12 spot during the first week, later being certified platinum by both the US and Canada. He was still recording his My World album at the time, but everyone could clearly see that his career was about to skyrocket. During his first time in Atlanta, Justin started dating his first girlfriend, Caitlin Beatles, who he met because they attended the same church. It is said that they broke up because Caitlin did not want to be in the spotlight. She wanted to be a normal girl. We can't blame her. But she and her family are still good friends for Justin. You can find adorable videos of the two. In 2009, they were smitten. Justin went on to release his EP My World, and in an interview with ABC News says, "It still feels like a dream. Like right now, it feels like I'm in a dream." He continued saying, "I'm starting to realize that this is crazy. I used to listen to the radio and hear other people, and now I listen and hear myself. It's crazy." We imagine it would feel like a dream to go from being incredibly poor to what the Guardian News website deemed the most Googled name on the planet. The My World Tour was announced March 16, 2010, just 1 week before his full-length album My World 2.0 was released. Justin would end up touring from June 23, 2010 to October 20th of 2011. During the tour, he would release the Never Say Never remix with Jaden Smith, an acoustic version of My World, and also release his Christmas album, Under the Mistletoe. You could say he was a little busy. During this time, he also began his on-again, off-again relationship with Selena Gomez, although it took them nearly a year to finally announce it. But we all knew, didn't we, Beliebers? 2011 was their year. They were spotted everywhere together. Justin released his second full-length album, Believe, and in 2012, which obviously peaked at number 1 on Billboard charts. But nearing November of the same year, the two broke up and started the back and forth that has only just ended due to the whirlwind marriage to Hailey Baldwin. But we'll get to that later. After the Selena breakup, Justin seemed to hit the first real downward spiral, as 2013 was a year of controversies. He began the year by peeing in a bucket and yelling, "F Bill Clinton," which we still have no idea what that was about. Then he became a wanted criminal in Australia for vandalism. And it was the year of his pet monkey being seized by German customs after he couldn't produce the proper health papers. They ended up keeping the monkey, named Molly, and charging Justin upwards of $8,000 to place him in a zoo. He capped off the year with telling his fans that he would be retiring, no longer to return to the music scene. This year was so full of drama that Googling Justin Bieber 2013 will bring you countless articles titled Justin's Troubled Year or 25 Dumbest Things Justin Bieber Has Ever Done. 2013 was the year of his tour bus being busted for marijuana, and pictures of him holding a joint surfaced. There were multiple accounts of violence as Justin lashed out at neighbors, fans, and paparazzi too many times to count. With all this chaos, sometimes it's hard to remember what was happening with Justin's career during this time. So let's catch up. In 2013, they released the documentary Believe, where we see people intervening and telling Justin that he has major potential to crash and never come back, like many child celebrities before him. This documentary was shot while Justin spent his life on the road. He released 10 downbeat R&B songs for 10 straight Mondays and placed them in an album entitled Journals, which you may or may not have heard because, well, it really didn't make a splash. But that's okay. In May, he won the first ever Milestone Award at the Billboard Music Awards. Justin moved into 2014. Global news covered the year as the year of Justin Bieber behaving badly. Unfortunately, it was a very, very similar year to the one prior. He threw eggs at his neighbor's mansion and was arrested and accused of drag racing a Lamborghini Gallardo under the influence. A few weeks later, Justin rented out a private jet to the Super Bowl with his father, and the pilots complained that they had to wear oxygen masks the entire time to get away from the marijuana smoke. The summer was full of more accusations and rumors, as Justin found trouble everywhere he went. In Ibiza at a nightclub, he was in some sort of altercation with actor Orlando Bloom after he made several rude comments about Orlando's ex, Miranda Kerr. It seems like once you get a few scandals rolling with a celebrity, people come out of the woodwork to claim something new. A baby, violence, Justin had to go into questioning for all of it. Even Judge Judy had an opinion about the situation, saying being a celebrity is a gift. You can either treat it reverently or you can make a fool out of yourself. She continued, and he's doing a very good job of making a fool out of himself. In 2015, we see a year of transformation for the Biebs. Instead of trouble, he gets serious about his upbringing in Christianity and releases his album Purpose. The album sold 521,000 copies in the first week. That week, Justin passed up both the Beatles and Drake's records, placing 17 songs on Billboard's Hot 100 list and passing the record of 14 songs. Justin said that this was his most personal record yet. He said that he didn't want to just call up Max Martin, a very successful Swedish songwriter and producer, to bust out another hit song. That this album would be one of owning up to his faults and taking responsibility in the form of apologies. This is the moment Justin grew up and became a true artist, instead of a child puppet star being told what to do, and it did earn him a little respect. Justin went on his Purpose tour for 18 months and decided to cancel the tour due to what he says were unforeseen circumstances and mental clarity. This was after Bieber would reprimand fans from the stage and canceled $2,000 meet and greets because he felt unhappy. He said he felt his fans made him feel like an animal in a zoo. It seemed like Justin was burnt out and exhausted. Some other celebrities even praised Bieber for canceling the tour for his mental health. It did come out a little later that he decided to be more dedicated to his Christian walk, which may be why the tour was canceled. TMZ claimed that Justin was canceling his tour to potentially start his own church, but that never quite happened, so it could have been a rumor. Justin decided to rededicate his life to Jesus, and even had his pastor BFF, Carl Lentz, the pastor of Hillsong New York's church, come and baptize him in the middle of the night in Tyson Chandler's bathtub. Being baptized in the Christian faith is to make a statement to yourself and those around you that you're starting fresh and forgetting the past. Justin would be seen at church frequently and start posting captions like, "Let the devil know, not today, Satan. The devil has no power when you know the living God. His name is Jesus. Why worry when you can worship?" Justin started making good-hearted choices, like when he performed in Manchester, England at the venue where 22 people were killed in a bomb explosion at Ariana Grande's performance. Justin told the crowd, "God is good in the midst of darkness. God is good in the midst of evil. God is in the midst no matter what is happening in the world. God is in the midst, and He loves you and He's here for you." During this transition, it seemed like Selena Gomez may be back in the picture. They were seen going to and from church together each week and said to have been seen together in deep conversation. This was right after Selena's 9-month relationship with The Weeknd. But after a quick fling of weekend trips and family weddings, Selena decided to call it off. Some rumors say that she chose to break up with Justin because her family and friends haven't approved of the relationship since the original drama, and it came down to choosing between her family and her relationship. Justin moved on with his now wife and supermodel, Hailey Baldwin. The two celebrities went to the same church and were on again, off again for several months and then surprised everybody with their surprise marriage. It is rumored that the two will have a second wedding for friends and family in early 2019, so keep your eyes peeled for a video on that. Hailey and Justin seem to be over the moon in love, but good at keeping everything on the down low. They recently have shown how comfortable they are with each other after they've both been spotted wearing matching sweatpants. Through an Instagram caption, Justin also revealed his nickname for Hailey. He allegedly calls her Honey Buns Pumpkin, or maybe that's what he thinks about their love. Either way, it's completely adorable. We'll have to wait and see what's in store for these two, but honestly, we can't wait. We love happy endings, and we wish Justin and Hailey all the best. Justin is a man of surprises and constant energy. There's no doubt in our minds that he's about to do something great, with Hailey Bieber standing by his side. The life of the rich and famous is often intimidating, and we're glad these two found each other. So what's next for the Biebs? We'll keep you updated. See you next time, right here on The Talk Up.